I guess this would be more epic if we both had eyebrows.
Staring at a box candy? That's a new low.
What are you doing with that?
Well, we cannot have it just sitting in front of the camera, can we not?
Well, that's true. And what was that get up anyway? What are you all fancy for?
Well, I did have a nice little dinner with the missus.
Oh, really now?
Yes, it was actually quite nice. Very quite nice. By the way, why did you have this box to begin with?
Me and this Voodoo Ranger have a score to settle.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Beer. Yum.
Oh, God, what the hell is that?
You really don't want to...
Oh, by Gulliphon, that is vile.
I want to actually taste this beer of his and see if it's actually any real good. We made a joke about it one time on the beginning of an episode some time ago.
I think Erie mentioned that. Something about you Axum-proofing it as well as Fletcher-proofing it?
Yes, I did.
Well, you know what? I think... I'll join you in that.
Well, more the merrier. That's what beer's best at anyway, huh?
It is always nice to join or do with friends.
Yes. Alright then. Get to pouring!
Ah, nice and loud. That's always a good sign. Ooh.
Uh-huh. Careful of that. If I remember correctly, this stuff is pretty bitter.
I've had worse. Mead can be a strong subject. Usually, Space Wolves get a little wild with their drinks.
Alright. 4. Hey, where did that even go just now?
Pocket dimension.
Ah, I see. Yeah, that is a stout boy right there. Very stout, very bitter. Not for the faint of heart or for those who don't like beer. Still, it is a bit citrusy though. I will give it that. It's still good at that much. But I gotta be in the right mood. Thankfully now is the right mood.
Oh, it definitely is the good mood, or the right mood for this kind of stuff.
Alright. Anyway, that was the original Voodoo Ranger IPA. This box has 4 flavors, on to flavor 2.
Alright, hopefully this one doesn't foam up like the last. Still, so nice. Wow.
So what's this one called?
Juicy Haze.
Juicy Haze, all in my mouth.
We'll see about that. Trying to send this one with the rest.
Huh. Tastes about the same, but it does have a bit more of a fruity tinge to it.
I cannot taste the fruit myself.
It's very, very mild. It's slightly sweeter than the original, but it's pretty much indistinguishable otherwise. Huh. Not bad though. Still gotta be in the right mood though. Still very bitter.
Yes, very. Alright, now on to the next one. Liquid Paradise. Actually, I think I need
Liquid Paradise.
change
Interesting.
a little bit. I think I'm trying to mix them together.
Yeah, you don't want to mix them together. That might be beer tasting. Not recommended.
Yes, definitely. Don't mix drinks unless you know what you want with it.
And don't really do that with beer. There's very few cocktails that actually work,
That is very true.
in my experience.
Well, you haven't traveled the multiverse, have you?
It was a long time ago.
Alright,
Last
bottoms
was
up.
there.
Oh.
Ooh, that's interesting. It's even more bitter. It's like Boulevard bitter, but not as salty. Yeah, that's not for everybody, but I can definitely see how this would hit the spot on the beach. By the way, if you're on the beach right now, don't be. But we only have 2 people watching this right now, and I know none of those 2 people are on the beach. Y'all are being smart and staying home. But you can pretend you're on the beach by drinking this beer.
Alright. On to the last one. It's experimental, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's the one on the box. Make sure to zoom in on that for everybody at home. By that I mean 2 people.
Well, 2 is better than none.
Agreed. We appreciate you. It looks like Monster.
You know, there's many things I've seen in this multiverse, and Monster always reminds me of something.
What's that?
Something not meant for when you're drinking.
I wish I understood that reference.
Bottoms
Give
up.
me.
Uh-oh.
Where did that go?
I'm not sure, actually.
Because it sounded like it went to a different pocket dimension.
I don't think that one went to a pocket dimension, actually.
But where did it go?
Ah! Ha! Ha!
Okay.
No, that feeling's familiar. That is urgent energy, actually.
Oh, you don't mean like...
Oh,
Oh, no.
well, I hope he has fun with that drink.
Who, the Doomslayer?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe Samuel Hayden finally figured out how to drink himself. I'm gonna try this.
Yeah, so this experimental IPA is definitely similar to the other ones. It's more robust, but it still has that deep, very stout bitterness to it. But it's got a nice edge of sweetness that's not as bad. A slight improvement, but I can't put my finger on my bony little finger on exactly what fruit I'm tasting. But there's definitely a fruit there that's not present in the other flavors. Huh.
Definitely interesting. So don't we usually play video games and these kind of things?
Usually.
Were we just wanting to do a beer tasting seminar?
That's all I had in mind. But Erie's got all kinds of games on there.
This is true.
Ooh. How about Ace Combat? Have you ever played the Air Combat? Or no, Air Combat was what it was called on the PlayStation. Have you ever played the Ace Combat games? This was the original. It's a classic. It was a launch title for the PlayStation. Very rudimentary, but still had a simple and arcadey feel to it. It made it pretty easy to get into.
I wonder what aircraft they have.
The kind that fly.
You don't say. Because as we stated before, I'm not very familiar with video games. Or these games and video, as I had said before.
But in all of your lives, have you ever flown one of these fighter jets?
Oh, I have flown many an aircraft.
Well, then doing it on an Xbox One controller should be just as easy, right?
It is easier said than done.
Yes. A
Oh.
few buttons and a joystick is not as easy as a great big control panel.
There's a lot more to consider when flying an aircraft.
I know. I'm just being a dork.
Although I do admit, there was one game I remember hearing about, at the very least, about aircraft flying. I think one of my children actually was able to acquire it, and she mentioned that, and I watched as she played it, and it looked very realistic.
What was it?
I know it was similar to a Terran bird, or it was similar to the name of a Terran bird. I can't remember which one.
Terran.
Or
That sounds familiar.
in common speak, Earth.
Oh, right. That's why it sounded familiar. You gotta remember, I'm from the Earth sector break, which is divided up into very many.
Are you saying you are Legion for you are many?
No, because we're not a hive mind. We pretty much all work in a great big office building, and we're commanded by individual administrative assistants, we'll say. Speaking of which, I've been getting my phone blown up by my own administrative assistant, who I am assigned to.
Well, you are a slacker, so I am not surprised.
Slacking? No. If anything, Erie is the one who's slacking. Deshra says she used to play duck hunt with her grandma. That's wonderful. That's so easy to pick up and play with family. My dad always used to pretend to shoot the dog because it was annoying. I bet you wish you could pretend to shoot me.
If I was not flying right now, I don't think I would need to pretend.
You know you wouldn't.
Are you so sure?
You wouldn't. I'm quite certain.
Are you, though? Are you?
Yeah.
What makes you so certain that I would not shoot you, given the chance?
Because there's a reason why you're rooming with Erie, and it's not just a favor for him.
Oh.
He is of some use to you. And if he's of some use to you, he is of very big use to me. So, and he and I are inseparable at this moment. So, yeah.
Given time, I probably could correct that.
What does that mean?
You're talking to an interdimensional god. Why don't you use that hollow head of yours? The whole gamer logic of the, if I tilt my head in a certain direction, I will go faster. Direction.
Whatever works. As long as you beat the stage, it doesn't matter.
Although I do admit, when I watched my daughter play that one game, I still can't remember the name of, the ability to fire missiles was a lot faster.
Oh no. Oh, come on, man. You got Toma syndrome too?
What?
Toma syndrome. Where you talk about games that you don't remember what they are, but you're clearly setting up other episodes for the future.
If Erie wishes to do something like that, yeah.
Well, good thing for us, he's still asleep.
How does he sleep through your loud mouth?
I don't know.
Air-to-ground combat. That's... Oh, hey, at least I have a wingman. Huh, it is hollow. Who knew?
I kind of like this stranger. Look at us. For the most part, getting along.
Yes.
I didn't even think that was possible. I kind of couldn't stand you. And I know for a fact you definitely couldn't stand me.
People change. Things change.
Situations change. Surely being locked down with Erie and I is definitely... You pretty much have to put up with us in order for you to survive.
I wouldn't say that. Usually when they send you out night flying, they would give you some kind of night vision goggles or night vision viewing. This does not have that. Oh.
No, it does not.
But it does give you this, which allows me to see far more. But without the target reticule, which...
Yeah, you kind of need that to see what you're trying to shoot at.
Yes, well, I know there was a quote somewhere about eyeballing things and how bad it was. Because... Ow!
Just
What
happened?
I think somehow a version of Argent Hellspawn decided to attack.
Clearly. Because this is Demon Attack for the Atari 2600. I remember when Erie had this. It was a pretty dope game. Especially for its time.
It reminds me of something I would see in an arcade.
That's what a lot of those early Atari games were like. They were very simple games. But that's what made them fun. Really, we should have saved this for an episode that was all about the Atari, but hey, this was a great suggestion. Even though it happened against our will. We're getting attacked by pixelated demons who are jealous of Ace Combat, the original Air Combat. Blah, I keep mixing those up.
Either that or an Archvile decided to get the drink that got sent to him. Or the Doomslayer, I don't know which.
So it got sent to an Archvile, not the Doomslayer?
I don't know! That's the thing. I wasn't exactly looking when I reached my hand in. All I know is I was burned by Argent Energy.
So all you knew is that it ended up where the Doomslayer is. So at least it ended up in Doom Eternal and not in some other iteration of something id Software created. Charlie makes a good point about the Atari port of Pac-Man. He mentions that some people got so good at it that they broke the limit of the level number and then broke the game. That was actually very common for a lot of Atari 2600 games because they were only programmed with certain intentions of the players in mind as well as the limitations of the system itself. It was an extremely limited system even for its time. Part of why Atari went to home computers shortly after the fall of video game consoles. Until Nintendo picked it up and saved the day. This game is loud as balls. Like, really loud. Like, do, 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 do. And Erie's still asleep. You'd think this would wake him up.
Interesting.
Drunk video game history. Charlie just gave us $1 million idea. We've been doing this wrong the whole time. Video game history exists all over the place on YouTube, but not drunk video game history.
What's the difference?
We talk about it drunk instead of being super serious about it. Ugh.
Did you have an exorcism there for a second?
More like aneurysm. I don't know what that was, but I zoned out hardcore there for a moment.
Yeah, I noticed you were emptier than usual.
There we go. My jaw works. That's my only moving part, you know.
I'd be concerned if there's more. You can actually take out 2 enemies at once.
Yeah, you don't beat Atari games, you break them. But yeah, as you can see, this is effectively a lot like the same idea as Demon Attack. I
Oh,
had both of these at one point. They were fun.
these remind me of herpes, except when you shoot off their wings, they don't fall.
I thought you said herpes, and then I realized you said harpies.
Yes,
I'm
my...
glad I realized that, or that would have led to a very awkward question. So how do either of these games stack up to Air Combat on the PlayStation?
Definitely far simpler.
Well, there's that, but let's just talk about the fun factor. It's newer, does not necessarily mean it's more fun to play.
You say as if the definition of fun has one meaning.
Is it enjoyable for you presently, aside from my yapping my jaw?
I could see myself coming back to this, yes. My apologies, that was kind of uncouth of me.
It sounded important.
Oh, it was a coworker of mine, Lady Light, actually.
Oh, okay then. But tell me about how things went with your lady.
Oh, it was, as I said, quite nice. We went to Mandalore before that old evil fellow Palpatine ruined it. And, yeah, we actually enjoyed some blood sports, actually. It was quite fun.
Entertaining. If that's not love, what is?
Yes, it's always nice to go with your romantic, your partner, and split skulls and rip intestines out of the stomach.
Whoa. The split skulls thing. You know that's insensitive, and you said that on purpose.
Maybe.
No maybe about it. You legitimately said that to piss me off. Luckily, I am not petty. I am better than that.
Sure you are. You're the most noble soul I have ever met. And I have met many a noble soul.
And that was sarcasm. And I have met many an asshole.
Well, at least I didn't go with the coronate route and go blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. You'd be a nice addition to that throne, by the way.
I'd be a nice addition to any throne.
Sadly, you wouldn't be able to go anywhere, nor be able to say anything, which would be a nice change of pace.
And that would cease to exist if that were so.
Yes, but by that point, I'd make sure your job was no longer needed.
My job?
Oh, you said you're...
Breathing will always be needed.
Yes, but there's always better Reapas.
Oh, don't remind me. My coworkers always remind me. Always a coworker to remind me that they're better than me. And that they always turn their papers in on time. I'm so sick of hearing about that. Have you had enough of these old games yet?
I could take a break, yes.
Alright, well, you know what? I think we take ourselves a nice big breather.
Sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a plan.
Next episode,
When games happens?
well, that is what happens
When
games
games.
happen. I'm sorry, I took it from you. You can say it this time.
Well, I guess that what happens when games happens, right?
Good enough for me.
Can't believe it. Jeez. Man, I can't believe I slept in so late. Oh, but yeah, I'm showered. I'm ready to do the show, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, you kind of missed it by 2 hours. We already did the show.
Are you kidding me? Oh, fine, I guess you know what? You know what? I'll just go back to bed.
Fine, you do that. Meanwhile, I'm gonna work on my own stream.